guys, it's Dr. Roz.
And it's your man, Kil.
And we have a very interesting topic from a female. It starts out kind of like I'm married, but I can't get laid. So she says, I've been with my husband for 2 years, and at first it started out great. We were in the honeymoon phase, but now we don't have sex at all. He has a very strenuous work environment that really stresses him out, and I tried to be open to that, but I have needs too. So, Roz and Kil, what's a girl to do? I thought men always wanted to have sex, so I'm kind of lost.
You know what it is? I mean, how long they been married? 2 years?
2 years.
I think, I never forgot, I first got married, and I was watching some crap on TV, one of the daytime talk shows, and the guy was saying, the husband, they had kids, and the husband was saying, all I really want to do is just come home and go to sleep. And I was just sitting there like as a newly married man, like, yo, dog, what are you talking about? Like, that's all you want is to come home like in some peace and quiet? Like, you don't want to get none? But after a while, I mean, I just think that it becomes to a point where, and I think that this is a stereotype and most people don't talk about it, is that after a certain point, men want some type of attention too. Like, and I think as women, y'all just look at us as, oh, we just always ready to have sex. And maybe we are, but then in marriage, when you've been with the same person for years, it's kind of like, well, I need you to kind of do something to make me, want to get it popping. You know what I mean? Yeah, so create the environment. Whereas I know for a lot of women, y'all just think, oh, he don't need no environment. He just need me to come in naked. And, But after a while, I seen you naked every day for like 8 years. Like,
That's
you naked and, and not, so at the end of the day, it's like being able to have that conversation to say, hey, I need the same way, women and I used to always beef about this, but women be like, sex starts in the kitchen. And, you want to turn me on, you got to text me during the day or call me. And, like all these things that we have to do to lead up to getting some. And like you've seen like we've argued about many times, it's just, why can't we just bang? Like why in marriage does it just...
You never heard that song?
Why is it in marriage... Now all of a sudden, when we was at college, it wasn't like, oh, you gotta text me on the bridge and then you gotta come play pool with me in the game room. No, it was like, yo, after the party, you come to my crib and we on. And why did that stop? But regardless of why it stopped, it stops. But I think it stops for both people. So if you're under the impression that all I gotta do is come out the shower naked and he gonna jump on me and he just sitting there like watching the game, like, nah, I'd rather watch this game. Nah, the game is good. This is a good game.
Gotcha.
Like, I see you naked all the time. Now, maybe if you came out with something sexy on, a little nurse outfit on, then
that's
maybe
different.
That's different. That's something that'd be like, whoa, that's different. That's not how I'm used to seeing you. So it could be that. I mean, and it's just, those conversations. It could be, nobody wants to hear this. He may not be attracted to you anymore, we all getting old. We all putting on some pounds. So maybe, some extra pounds is like, nah,
Does it always mean that he's cheating, though?
Nah, I don't think it always means.
Because I think that might be like...
Yeah, I think that's the other stereotype that, if you ain't getting it from me, then you got to be getting it from somewhere else because I know you. And I don't think it's that. I just think that, as people in general, not just women, as people in general, we have to work. It's bad enough that we think marriage is separate from life. We understand life. Oh, we got to work to get this. We got to work hard to get this job. And I got to, this is my 8-year plan to get to the CEO position I want at my job. And, we understand everything else in life is about work. And then when it comes to marriage, we're like, oh, it's just supposed to, magically just happen.
It's supposed to be okay.
And then it gets 10 times worse with sex. It's like, oh, well, sex really ain't supposed to be work. Like, that's just supposed to be.
Supposed to happen.
You just plug it in and the light come on. Like, it's supposed to be as simple as electricity. You turn on the switch, light comes on, and you enjoy the light in the room. But sex is just as much work, especially when you get married and you've been married, as anything else in life.
I always tell people, a lot of couples get upset because they have to schedule sex. And I always tell them there's absolutely nothing wrong with scheduling sex. That if he's scheduling sex with you, that means he still wants to be with you. Or if she's scheduling sex with you, that means she still wants to be with you intimately.
Right, but I also think scheduling sex is almost like a backup shoot. When you go skydiving, you got your main shoot, and then you got your backup shoot. So the scheduling is just the backup shoot of saying, you can still have sex throughout the week.
Yeah,
If Saturday
yeah.
is your scheduled day, it's not like you just, okay, I gotta
You
wait
just
till
wait till
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
No, that Saturday is just the day that you at least know you're
No, it's gonna
guaranteed to
happen.
have it. You
Yeah.
can still have sex throughout the week. That's just your backup shoot to make sure you don't become, you look
That
up and
couple
it's been
that's
4
not
months
having
and
sex,
y'all
yeah.
haven't had sex or whatever like that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with scheduling. I just think, again, it comes down to those conversations. And we all know married couples, communication sucks in most marriages,
Yeah.
just on a basic level.
Yeah.
And then when you start talking about sex, communication really sucks because, and cats know I work with teens. So when I'm talking to my teens and when I'm asking them their opinion, they be sitting there looking at me looking stupid. And I be getting mad. But I realize they've never had the opportunity to talk openly about some of the things that
so
I allow them to talk about. So it's almost
eye-opening.
just like, we can talk about this. Like, we was talking about gay marriages the other day.
Mhm.
So it's something that you got to understand with sex. This is a topic that most people aren't used to talking about.
That's
so is you can't just come at somebody, because I'm coming at them like, yo, y'all can talk. And they be like, for
I don't
real,
know how to formulate my words.
because nobody ever,
yeah.
my parents don't talk to me. Nobody talks to me, so nobody's asked me my opinion.
Yeah.
So now that I'm doing, so I'm trying to pull that out of them, and it's the same way you have to pull it out of each other because, your parents didn't probably want to tell you about sex when you was growing up, so it started there, and then you started banging people, and y'all probably didn't talk about it. You just did whatever you saw, what you saw in a movie or in a porn or something like that. So we're not used to talking about sex and having those honest conversations on what I like, and being able to figure out what does he like. Like you going to your husband saying, what can I do to turn you on? What can I do? Is it something that I could wear? Is it role playing? Is it lingerie? Is it this? Do you want some S&M? You want to tie me up? Like, what is it? And when especially black folks start talking about stuff like that, because one of my homegirls, she used to do like sex parties, and she would do them, and she'd be like, yo, the white women, they be in there making it rain, just buying every little toy you could get. You come around black women with toys, oh my God, I'm a Christian. I don't touch that. So as black
it's
folk,
kind of a taboo.
Yeah, it's like as black folk, it's like, oh no, we can't. Oh, I can't touch a Bible. Oh my God, no. What my pastor
And they don't
think,
want people to look at them like, oh my gosh.
Right. And she was like, I don't do no parties for black women. I go for the white women. That's where I make my money at.
Wow.
And then y'all want to know why y'all black men is with the white women. Go spend some of y'all money at the party. You know what I mean?
Never thought about that.
Never thought about that. See, I do my thing. But it still comes down to those conversations because your man is totally different from me and totally different from another man. So it's being able to, present a space where, the honesty can be taken. Because a lot of times as men, when you guys ask us questions, we feel like it's a trap. Like, does this dress make me look fat? Really? I'm not for, baby, that dress. Are you kidding? Fat? Never. It's one of those things where, because if we say you do look fat in it, and even if we don't say fat, it's not flattering to you. You guys still interpret that as I don't look good in it.
Yeah.
Why don't I look in it? Because I'm fat, so you called me fat. Yeah. So it's not just always how we use our words, because you women are a lot smarter. You break things down quicker than we do. So even though it's not flattering, at the end of the day, it's because I'm fat. So it's about being able to provide a space so that if he isn't attracted to you, that he can share that, you can take it, not hold it against them, you know what I mean? And then try to do what you can do to become more attracted to that person. I think a huge thing, and this is old age, it's also about that connection of understanding the 5 love languages.
Yes.
And understanding how your mate needs and what makes them feel loved, because I really honestly think that at the end of the day, if you really, and this is gonna sound soft, but if you really love somebody, who cares how much weight they've gained, how much weight they lost?
That don't sound soft.
Who cares about that? Because if you love that person, you should still enjoy making love with that person. You should still enjoy, I sound banging that person. I gotta put some heart. I gotta bring some hood back out. I sound too soft right now. If you want to bang that person, all I'm saying is that shouldn't. And even as men, I know we're visual, but we can't be that superficial that I don't want to make love to my wife because she's gained some weight or something like that. Because at the end of the day, it's like no matter what it is, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
So just different things you could try to do. But as usual, no matter what question we get, no matter which way it goes, it always comes back to you got to have that conversation. And when dealing with sex, you got to make it be like, you may have to write it on the board. Like you may need to get a chalkboard to be like, anything said during this conversation, I will not bring it up. Like this is what happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. What happens during this conversation, I just need to know the truth. Are you seeing somebody else? Me and T check in all the time and say, yo, are you checking for somebody else? It don't seem like you really up on me like that. And I may be like, no, I'm just the beats, the games, It's that conversation because like I said in another video, if you don't ask and you leave, and you said this before, if you leave it up to a woman's mind to assume what's going on,
2.5 seconds.
It's going to be...
I got a whole soap opera that could be on Lifetime.
Right. So there you go. So it's just easy to be like, nah, baby, it's the NBA playoffs. It's like 8 games on every night, and that's the reason why, or something like that. But then I bet money you come downstairs in an outfit he ain't never seen before. I bet money he don't turn that game off. Well, we got DVRs now. He'll pause it. I'll be back. Let me go handle this business. Come back and play, and go at it. Use technology. It's your friend. DVR that game. Just turn on Twitter, so you don't know who won and just DVR the game. And when you finish, you can come back downstairs and finish the game. But if you think just prancing around naked is still going to do it for him, that may not do it for him anymore, even though that used to do it for him years ago. So, as always, it comes down to that conversation. Talk about it. And provide that environment. Because I tell you, anytime you women, I'm letting y'all know, anytime y'all say be honest with us, I'm be real with you.
Yeah, be honest.
The first thing in our mind is how we going to get out of this one. Let me start thinking of the lie I got to tell to get out of this one. And it's not about lying like I'm being dishonest. It's just lying because I feel like at the end of the day, this is going to hurt me. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to something that Love Jones, my favorite movie. When Darius was like, yo, I just learned to never ask a question I don't want to know the answer to. Mm. And I think a lot of men subscribe to that. Here's a newsflash. A lot of women don't subscribe to that. Y'all don't care. Y'all can care less. Y'all can care less about...
We like the details.
Right. So y'all can care less about, men is like, nope, I don't even need to ask. You see Darius never asked. I don't think he asked Nina, was she banging Wood? Bill Bellamy? I don't think he asked. I mean, he probably just assumed it and probably just moved on from it. But hey, I don't need to ask because if you say it, then I may not be able to, right now I think y'all did, but I don't know for sure. Like I'm 99.9% sure, but when you say it, now it's 100 and I may not be able to deal with that. So you know what? I just won't ask. Women, y'all don't subscribe to that way of thinking. Y'all need to know every damn thing in the world at every minute of the day. So y'all gonna ask, and when the question comes up, and then it sinks us, we say right then and there, you know what? Never again. Mm-hmm. But prayerfully, we answered your question.
There you have it.
Have that conversation. I'm your man, Kil.
And I'm Dr. Roz.
Keep it locked.